This edition of Radio Stone Update is powered by Quantra, redefining luxury in kitchens, bathrooms, and architectural spaces worldwide with designer quartz and engineered stones. Discover our range on quantra.in.
Hi, I'm Kay Shipper with the latest in hard surfaces industry news from Radio Stone Update. President Donald Trump is fighting to keep at least some of his tariffs on foreign imports, and it's possible that Brazilian natural stone could again see an additional duty of 25%. The Office of the U.S. Trade Representative, the USTR, announced last week that most exports from Brazil would come under a new Section 301 tariff now being considered. Brazilian granite, marble, and slate would be among the types of stones susceptible to a new tariff. Quartzite is currently exempt in the new proposal. The USTR will hold a public hearing on the tariff on July 6th in Washington. The USTR claims several areas concerning U.S.-Brazil trade are actionable to impose a Section 301 tariff. Those include digital trade and electronic payment services, unfair preferential tariffs, anti-corruption enforcement, intellectual property protection, ethanol market access, and illegal deforestation. Brazil is among the top natural stone trading partners with the United States. Last year, the country accounted for almost 25% of all imported natural stone volume and nearly 41% of its value. Brazilian natural stone came under tariffs of up to 50% last year under rates set by the president under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. However, all the tariffs were dropped after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in February that the president exceeded his authority in implementing them. The USTR will accept written comments online on the matter through June 22nd. Go to https://comments-ustr.gov/ and use the docket number USTR-2026-0331.
This edition of Radio Stone Update is sponsored by Quantra, manufacturers of the world's toughest, most beautiful quartz surfaces made with up-to-the-minute Italian technology in yet another brand new state-of-the-art factory. Quantra's quartz surfaces come in over 80 stunning designs in 3 sizes with every customization possible. Choice of thickness, cut-edge profiles, polished, super-honed, brushed, and other finishes, from slabs to cut-to-size countertops and all the way to prefabs. You name it, Quantra does it. And now, Quantra launches the world's first range of seamless, one-piece molded quartz sinks and basins, made with Quantra's own exclusive proprietary technology, unique in all the world. Speed, quality, commitment, that's Quantra. To know more about the world of Quantra, come visit www.quantra.in.
This is Emerson Schwarzkopf. U.S. imports of natural stone and quartz surfaces took a sharp drop in this year's first quarter, and it's uncertain whether this is an anomaly or a continuing and frightening trend. The customs value of those hard surfaces shipped to the United States in January through March totaled $722.1 million, and that's a drop of 23.7% from the same time last year. Quartz surfaces, the longtime growth leader with imports, fell 26.8% year over year for the first quarter, while marble declined 22.4% and granite skidded down by more than half at 55.1%. Quartzite imports managed to step up 7.2% compared to first quarter 2025. In fact, quartzite overtook marble and granite to be the top natural stone import for this year's first quarter. Shipment volume for hard surfaces also took a corresponding drop in the first 3 months of this year. The nearly 49 million square feet of quartz surfaces moving through U.S. ports was 17.7% less than first quarter 2025, with the 12.3 million square feet from India, the leading export country, down by almost half at 49.4%. Marble declined year over year by nearly 20% in first quarter 2026, with leading exporter Turkey toting up a 40% decline to just under 55,000 metric tons. Granite's 113,000 metric tons for the first quarter is 45% less than the same time last year. Even quartzite logged an 8% drop in shipment volume from first quarter 2025. Why the steep decline? It's easy to name two culprits: a slow construction and remodeling market and the IEEPA tariffs imposed by the Trump administration that especially hit leading U.S. hard surface sources such as India and Brazil. The U.S. Supreme Court struck down those extra tariffs in late February. The ruling's possible effect on hard surface shipments wouldn't be apparent in first quarter numbers, given the 4 to 6 weeks needed to deliver goods via container ship from foreign ports. If the extra tariffs slowed hard surface imports, shipments should improve significantly in this year's second quarter. If lower volume continues through June, however, it may be a signal of a continued market breakdown, or, in one plain word, recession. I'll be back in a few months to let you know.
The United States isn't the only place where the future of engineered stone is under debate. Last week in London, the British House of Commons debated measures to protect workers from the risk of silicosis. Although the government has played down the prospect of imposing a ban, members of Parliament were also aware of legislation passed in Australia in 2024 prohibiting all but ultra-low-content crystalline silica surfaces. Social Security Minister Stephen Timms noted that silicosis can also arise from natural stone, although Australia has also introduced restrictions covering it. Timms also raised concerns that officials in Australia have highlighted that the ban led to complacency about the safety of other products that are not prohibited. Some Labour Party members called for a multi-armed strategy to tackle the risk of silicosis, including a ban on high silica engineered stone. They're also calling for strengthened enforcement of existing regulations, improved surveillance, and mandatory reporting of the issue, as well as a national education initiative. Dry cutting of engineered stone is already illegal in the United Kingdom due to the heightened risk of causing silicosis, which causes about an estimated 500 deaths a year there. During the debate, Labour members also called on the government to introduce a national screening program to identify cases. A similar program in Australia revealed a quarter of screened workers had the disease. Last month, the Health and Safety Executive announced it would inspect more than 1,000 fabricator sites to enforce safety standards in the use of engineered stone. So far, of the 13 sites inspected, only one was found to be operating in an exemplary way, according to Timms. 6 were ordered to stop processing jobs immediately. Brian Berry, chief executive of the Federation of Master Builders, has raised concern that many smaller operations may be unaware of the scale of the crackdown or the severity of the consequences. He said his message is that people need to comply now or risk facing the penalties. The International Surface Fabricators Association, ISFA, will conduct another regional summit June 24th through 26th in Seattle. Hosted by Flowform Countertops, the first 2 days are a hands-on program for shop personnel interested in solid surface fabrication training. The final day, June 26th, is designed for shop owners and managers and will include a directed regulatory briefing, growth strategies on expanding revenue streams, a dedicated safety and compliance session, silica awareness training, and a closed-door executive forum. Attendees can register for the first 2 days, the final day, or all 3 days. For more information or to register, go to www.isfanow.org/events. Other regional summits scheduled for this summer include Brick Township, New Jersey, Worcester, Massachusetts, Houston, Kansas City, Missouri, Richmond, Virginia, and Phoenix. The ISFA is also now accepting presentation proposals for the 2026 ISFA Annual Conference, which will be held November 3rd through 6th in Fort Worth, Texas. The organization is looking for speakers and industry professionals to share practical knowledge, innovative ideas, and real-world experience with the fabrication community. Topic proposals may include fabrication techniques and best practices, shop operations and efficiency, safety and workforce development, leadership and business growth, technology and automation, installation and field operations, and industry trends and innovation. Session formats may include educational presentations, panel discussions, workshops, hands-on demonstrations, and case studies. Sessions are limited to a maximum of 60 minutes, which should include time for audience questions and discussion. The deadline for proposals is 5 p.m. Friday, July 17th. For more information, contact Michaela at isfanow.org or call 816-330-7046. Cambria and its Camp Cambria Foundation announced the opening of the Cambria Recreation Center at Camp Courage in Maple Lake, Minnesota. Camp Courage is operated by nonprofit and longtime Cambria partner True Friends. The new 26,600 square foot facility will expand access to recreation, wellness, and connection for children and adults with disabilities. The centerpieces of the new facility are an ADA-accessible 8,000 square foot aquatic center and a 12,900 square foot gymnasium with a stage for performing arts and a climbing wall. As part of the project, the Davis family donated Cambria surfaces throughout key areas of the facility, including shower rooms, restrooms, an open shower wall in the gym area, gym viewing ledges, and wall cladding in hallways. Quote, "This is a place where individuals of all abilities can come together, build confidence, and experience the joy of movement and connection," end quote, said John LeBlanc, CEO and president of True Friends. The latest Camp Cambria Foundation donation builds on more than a decade of partnership between Cambria and True Friends. It began in 2014 when the foundation established Camp Cambria, a week-long camp for children living with juvenile arthritis, and hosted at True Friends Camp Courage. To date, the Camp Cambria Foundation has donated more than $5 million to Camp Courage to support a range of projects. In addition, Cambria employees have donated more than 5,000 volunteer hours hosting campers at Camp Courage. Remember, the latest edition of Stone Update magazine is now available at www.stonemag.com. For a transcript of this podcast, go to www.radiostoneupdate.com. I'm Kay Schipper for Radio Stone Update, and we'll see you here again soon.
This edition of Radio Stone Update was powered by Quantra, redefining luxury in kitchens, bathrooms, and architectural spaces worldwide with designer quartz and engineered stones. Discover our range on Quantra.in.